Welcome, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and those of you intuitively guided. Welcome to our reading for August. This is actually, I guess a bonus reading. Your monthly is already done, so I'll tie the two together if you'd like. So anyways, welcome. I want to give a shout out to my daughter, Jennifer, on the 29th of October, my brother Sean on November 6th. I don't know why I give my ex-husband a shout out, but he's a Scorpio. He was October 30th, or he is October 31st. So anyway, we're going to start with the Mother Mary deck. I'm going to bring this down. All my cards already pre-shuffled, but we're going to go ahead and give them a shuffle or two with you here. Again, I want you to remember time is fluid. Like if you watch a reading and, it's an intuitive reading and you watch it the whole way through and it's like, oh my God, it's exactly what I needed to hear. And then you find out, wait a minute, that was made back in 2018. Just trust it, right? It's a message that you needed to hear at that time. So I always feel like readings will find you, or you will, they will cross your path at the right time. Okay. No messing around here. Wow. I love seeing that for you. A miracle. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. A miracle. We'll read it at the end, and it'll blow you away. All right, we're going to bring in the light seers. These came highly recommended by many of you, and I have to tell you, I love them. I'm even giving them the starring role right now. I love all my cards, but all right, let's give them a cut. Some of you remember when I first got them, they were very stiff. I couldn't shuffle them for a while. I had to like break them in, and now they're perfect. Okay, let's begin. It's like everything wants to come right out. We have the Queen of Cups, you, another Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. What I love about these cards is they really show how we can live a life connected, like truly connected. So, with the Queen, we have the Seven of Wands. It's like this Queen is rising above something. It's like, I don't know, I feel like these seven wands coming up can certainly be, it's the meaning of the card is defending oneself. At least feeling I need to defend myself. I often feel it is an ego. Now, that's neither right nor wrong. I don't know. But I feel like it's definitely right. It's like rising above the people that, she's like in her own bubble. And in her bubble, all is good. All is well. We have the Two of Swords. I feel like some of you may also be wondering, it's interesting because my daughter is also her roommate, the person who took my place. Well, they just came in, but he meditates and, he's very laid back, and she said he reminds her of her uncle, my brother. And I'm saying that because, it's almost like the creation of, like, you know, like rising above what man tells you and knowing for yourself what is true, what can be done, what you can do, right? You do have the Two of Swords there, but the Two of Swords is looking back. Almost like, I don't know, could it be someone else? And then we have the Six of Cups. It's almost like, could it be someone else telling you that you can't do something, and maybe it had worked for a while, like you bought into it for a while, but I feel like, I feel like you're really starting to feel your own connection. You know, and the Queen of Cups is mirroring the Six of Cups. And I have to say, I feel like with the Seven of Wands next to the Two of Swords, it almost feels like it's my mind thought. I have two different ways I can look at least my bubble. One is it can't be done, right? All that doubt. But in another way, it's saying that when you keep yourself in a happy place, I feel like that you're really connecting. So, you know, it's two different perspectives. We have the Eight of Wands. First of all, 8, we're in August, right? 8 talks about new beginnings. This Queen is connecting. You know, 8 to the Eight of Wands to me is also what I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. And again, she's very connected. She's above the drama, let's put it that way. And therefore, I feel like, well, we have a miracle here, right? Because I was just going to say, I feel like, and therefore she's manifesting a new beginning, a new life, a new way of being, a new element into her life. And that's that. All right, let's keep going. You know, the Seven of Wands, the 7 in there is about spirituality. That's exactly what I feel like this reading is about. And maybe I'm learning to trust myself, trust what I feel, trust the signs more than I ever have. We have the Ace of Swords. You know, it's like you're receiving spiritual downloads. And therefore, and because, now I can rise above. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Tower. And with the Tower, look at this, is the Ten of Wands. You know, I feel like all of a sudden I'm getting that Kenny Rogers song in my head. You gotta know when to fold 'em, know when to hold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to stay. I don't know if that's the right words, but that's what I feel. It's funny because my ex-husband looks like Kenny Rogers. So we have the Tower, right? We have the Tower. Now, I'm not fearing that Tower because the Page of Pentacles is here. So I feel like this is more about the towers that have already existed. And, you know, to me, the Page of Pentacles is building real stability, and it's through knowledge. You know, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But it all seems to be like, it's kind of like spiritual downloads. So anyway, we have the Tower. A lot of times the Tower can feel it's beyond our control, but for some reason I feel like this is you throwing the Tower, because in the Ten of Wands energy, right, we have this Two of Swords looking at that Seven of Wands. So I feel like someone, again, you know, or yourself, you know, I don't think I can do this. I don't trust what I'm receiving. But I feel like then there's a change of course. where maybe, you know, because what do? You rise above the drama, and therefore, because she's looking back, it opens you up. And when it opens you up, it's like downloads, whatever that means for you, through the Ace of Swords, come quickly. You know, and then the Page of Pentacles tells me that, um, you know, I'm thinking like the book of knowledge, right? And what's this page want to learn about? Because that's the one thing the page is doing, is learning and growing and evolving through knowledge. Um, you know, the Two Swords is right above the page there. So maybe at one time I like literally held myself back due to, right? There's a blindfold. I don't know. When I see ravens, sometimes I think it makes me feel like, oh, doom. But they also have very spiritual meanings too. But here, so anyway, and then so following the tower is the Ten of Wands, and that's why I'm wondering: did some of you throw that tower to another, or just to whatever it is? The Ten of Wands is the walking away. You can see that she's walking away, right? She's walking away. I feel like, you know, she's taken what she can carry, and I feel like that's a lesson too, right? Because I'm leaving this hard, heavily responsible time period. Enough is enough. You know, enough is enough. And for some of you, it's a responsibility. You know, I mean, you're always responsible for your children, but it can be a spouse. It can be a girlfriend, boyfriend type energy. It can just be people around you who I feel, you know, feed you certain information. And, you know, it's just like, you know, the eight says, stop, check yourself, right? What am I carrying with me? Am I carrying other people's doubts, other people's words, other people's negative energy has become my doubt. So I got to stop and I got to do a check, right? Because what I think about is what I bring about. And if I think that I can't, then I probably won't. If I think that I can, I know that you do. I know that you will. So, you could be throwing yourself this tower. Some of you coming under the Six of Cups, it can talk about a past lover, current lover. We'll see. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. We have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I don't know why, I just love this king. You know, everything about him. I don't know why I'm saying that. You know, this is someone who, in the light, right? And this is about the light. Well, we'll see. But this is someone who definitely focuses on their finances. You know, there are books around him, all around him. It's like he's sitting in his library, and that's where I feel good. That's where I feel happy. He's got his trusted dog beside him, right? Loyalty. And, you know, it's like he is the master of the dog. Why am I saying that? Because I'm feeling not, you know, not in a like I'm your master, but it's because it's almost like because he is centered, his dog is centered. Anyways, his dog also speaks of loyalty. I feel like, you know, and this can be you, by the way. Don't think that you can't take, you know, if you're a female, don't think you can't be the King of Pentacles. Of course you can be. King of Pentacles is someone who sees the big picture of something. And it's almost like that's what he's doing. He's sitting back and he's looking at the big picture because he's got a pentacle in his lap. And I feel like he's about to use that pentacle, but where? Which way? There's no no fear or doubt in it. It's just, what do I want? Which way do I want to go? Loyalty, no matter what, means a lot. And that can mean to yourself also, right? Being loyal to yourself, by allowing yourself, to have these experiences, because it definitely feels it feels very clear to me, like you're receiving. And as you're receiving, you're learning. And what are you learning about? Well, you're understanding the towers more. You're knowing, with the Ten of Wands here, I feel like you're knowing when, when this mountaintop is no longer fruitful and it's time to move on to the next mountaintop. I'll take what I can and I'll build from there. I almost feel like someone's like building their own cabin. I'm going to burn the old one down. I'm going to a new mountain and I'm going to build a new one. Okay. Let's bring in the crystal vision. Give a shout out to Tina. I think it was Tina who, in one of her comments, she said she just knew I was going to pick the crystal vision, and I did. So, look at this. We have Judgment, and then look at this. We have the World next to it. Wow. Okay. Coming over the Queen of Cups energy, right? What's she doing? She's connecting. She's connecting. And she's connecting to the world and Judgment. So Judgment is our ancestors. It's our spiritual team that is perhaps assigned to us to help us navigate this world. When Judgment shows up, though, it talks about the present moment. Like, I guess there's no better time than the now, right? That didn't even sound right. There's no better time than right now. That's so weird. I can't think of that. Anyways, it is a call to the present moment, right? Your present moment needs your attention. The world talks about the next chapter. And the world shows up when you're ready for the world to show up. It doesn't show up beforehand. Like, the world is the next portal, the next vibration, however you want to say it. Why? Because look at this queen. Because she's connecting. She's connecting. She's connecting to all. She's connecting to the world. She's connecting to her guides. She's trusting what she's receiving, what she's thinking about, she's bringing about. And by the way, I feel as it comes to her, she then maybe speaks it to others, or uses it for others. Again, defending. And it doesn't have to mean defending, because she's like rising above. And, she's in the a meditative pose or a yoga pose. So, anyway. Dun 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 dun. I don't even want to cover her up, because I feel like just what I'm seeing from her is important. I don't want to cover any of them up. There we go. Okay. And it's like whatever you're receiving, it is teaching you, and you are learning, and you're becoming wise. The more you trust in you, the more that you trust in, not what you're hearing from man, but what you are downloading, right? You're hearing from your spiritual team. It's not about man. It's about you and your spirituality, and connecting to that helps you navigate this world, right? Because the more I rise above in this energy, I feel like the more I learn, and the more I learn, the wiser I become. And the wiser I become, the stronger I become. You know, I feel like it's very hard to fool someone who's wise. You know, it just all of a sudden reminded me of like when my kids were teenagers, and you know, especially I remember with my daughter, like she would come home and I'd make her sit right beside me on the couch, like side by side, and ask her how her night was. And all I was doing really was smelling. Why? Because I had been there, done that, right? So I kind of figured, so you know what I mean? All right, we have the Six of Wands, beautiful. It's a card of victory. We have the Knight of Swords. So this knight is bringing us in some type of communication, some type of truth. I have to say, the Six of Wands, I feel like, you know, some of you are moving into a position of really where your wisdom is helping others. Again, maybe you're helping defend others. And I keep using the word defend. Maybe you're helping them to rise above that type of energy. This puts you in that perfect energy of, you know, you're trusting your wisdom, trusting what you're receiving, and then if you're giving it out in some way, others are very receptive to that energy. So I just feel like that's great news for anyone who is in that type of business or is thinking about, and I'm calling it a business because I feel ultimately it is a business, right? We have the Page of Pentacles here. You know, she's building her pentacles as she goes. But she's building it from truth and knowledge and wisdom and all that. You know, no blindfolds. I feel like it's the saying, like, don't listen to man. You know, trust God. Like, don't listen to man. Trust, like, what you feel your guides are giving you. I feel like they're meant to. Anyway, we have the Tower. Interesting. Well, we have the Five of Wands. I feel like we're moving into a different story almost. We have the Chariot, card of Cancer. Beautiful. You know, how does that Chariot move? It moves with your mind. The Eight of Wands, right? What I think about, my intention. Whatever my intention is, you know, if my intention is to hurt, well, hang on to your hat, right? But if my intention is to love and then maybe even use my wisdom to help others, hang on to your hat, right? So, anyways, the Chariot. It comes through, you know, and it's like over that Two of Swords too. So I feel like any blindfolds, any old self-doubt, it's time to let it go, right? And maybe you already have, and maybe you're moving into that energy. Again, I'm thinking of my daughter because she wants to do a video of him teaching her to meditate and put it on YouTube, and I think it's a great idea, right? I think we can all learn from it. So she could certainly be in some self-doubt about that, but I would say do it, let it go. We have the Lovers. Interesting. Card of Gemini. You know, the meaning of the Lovers is a head over heart decision. And for some of you, you know, I don't know if you're moving towards this lover and away from the Tower. It certainly looks that way. So, you know, I feel like whatever this Tower, you know, even if it was against my will, I feel like it just puts you on the right mountaintop. You have a lot to do with this, though. You have a lot to do with this. So your manifestation, it's kind of like you're manifesting this miracle, right? What feels like a miracle. Maybe it's talking about feeling like a miracle life. Anyways, let's go back because we have the Tower. Let's look at that, right? With the Tower next to the Five of Wands. You know, it simply is explaining why perhaps a Tower happened, right? It's just the, you know, it reminds me of the Democrats and the Republicans right now, right? Boom, there seems to be no solution, right? But yet, if they'd all turn around and work together, what they could do would be a miracle. But instead, I don't want to hear about politics. I'm just using that for an example. That's what the Five of Wands to me feels like right now. But anyway, you know, I feel like you're really, I keep putting an emphasis on you learning about towers. And maybe that just means I'm learning, you know, when to give towers, when to walk away, that type of thing. But I feel like you're also learning that, you know, some towers existed. I feel like you're figuring out that some of these towers existed because you brought them. And I feel like your spiritual team is saying, you know, the towers, you know, I don't want to I'm not blaming you. Am I blaming you? All of us. You know, we bring a lot of towers. There's a saying like, I don't know. I'm gonna put it with this video. There's a saying in a book I have. It's over there, but I don't even know what page or I'd get it out. But I'm gonna connect it to your video because I feel like it's so fitting. Anyway. So I want to look at a few cards here. Let's look at the Tower again. We have the Two of Wands. You know, it showed in reverse. So did a lot of other cards. I'm not really reading reversals today. I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like the reading wants reversals. However, I feel like it goes both ways because this is the Two of Wands, right? Two of Wands. This is yes. This is moving forward. This is allowing yourself to move forward. And this is no. Right? No. Like, you know, it doesn't matter how much I want something. I have to be able to move into it. Here I'm not. Here I am. Wow. You know, it's you. Do you want it? Yes, I want it. Are you moving into it? No. Yes. Because I want to look right at that Tower. Okay. I think it's simply a state of mind over here. Now, let's come over and look at the Lovers. We have the King of Cups. Interesting. With the Queen that opens it, the King at the end. King of Cups. Okay. Tell me more, tell me more. You know, listen. Some of you, it's interesting I'm going to say this, but I feel like some of you are finding real love later in life. Now, when is later in life? I don't know. I see that 6 all of a sudden. I'm thinking 60. But it can be, you know, you might be 20 and it may be 30 is when you find love, right? You may be 30 and it may be 40. You know, it's whenever I feel like you reach a state of mind, so does everything else. This is just showing you how much control you have, whether you say you do or you don't. Dang it. You do. Now that's a good thing. Okay. I don't know why all cards had to go to the floor. Excuse me. Okay, we have a lot. We're going to take them up. Let me get repositioned. I have to sit like Indian style. Okay, so I think we get all this. What I want to look at really is like I want to move. What am I doing? Some of you, I don't know, are you feeling chaotic? Because I feel like right now, like the cards are being chaotic. Like I want them to settle down. Look at that. Normally they move as a team. Look at that. Wanted to go under the tower. All right. We'll put you there. Wow. We have the Ten of Swords. I'm going to say the rest of these seem to be in the upright. And this is the only one in reverse. So I feel like I have to keep it in reverse. And I feel like it's a great thing. These are the swords dropping out off of you. Dropping out of you. You know, maybe one by one by one by one, or maybe all at one time. You know, why? How? Well, because you, first of all, again, the Two of Swords. Don't listen to man. That doesn't, you know what I mean by that. Trust what you're receiving. So anyway, I like seeing that. We have the Page of Cups. Wondering, some of you, some can be younger. You're like, you know, like I'm 10 years younger than the person I end up with. We have the Queen of Swords. I don't know why I'm moving so slow. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And then look at this. We have the Page of Pentacles. Well, first of all, I mean, I didn't do it on purpose, but here they are. The Ten of Swords in line with the Ten of Pentacles. But the Ten of Swords being reversed. The Ten of Swords touching the Ace of Swords. And I feel like this is really you trusting in what you're receiving. I know I keep saying that, but because of that, those swords are able to drop off, drop down, drop out. You know, I feel like this is also talking about building a house of abundance. And it doesn't always mean richness, right? You're rich. You don't have to have a lot to be rich. You know, this person in the Ten of Wands, she's taking what she can take. But she's going to start feeling richer every day, right, as she moves away from that one mountaintop. So I feel like, you know, any Tens of Pentacles that were taken away through any other towers, here it's showing building a true, you know, it's connected to this page again. So some of you, you are working out of the home, and doesn't have to be in the home, but it does kind of feel like that, and feels good. It feels good. You know, the Queen of Swords can be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but she's also, I feel like she's coming to the table because it's like the learning of the truth of, you know, she's someone who lives in honesty and demands it back, right? Like if you're going to come into my life and tell me lies, just walk out my door. Just walk out, right? There's no like over and over, I'm going to listen and listen, right? Give me a truth or give me nothing. And listen, I don't feel like this is something that came to you overnight. right? I feel like this is something that had to take time. I feel like, we can say your mistakes if we want, but really, you know, what have you learned from your mistakes? How can you use them to help you grow now? I feel like, mistakes are important and everybody makes them. So, Six of Swords as the last card, this is saying that you're walking away from something that feels toxic to you, that is toxic to you. This is talking about energy if it's a particular one person, or just, you know, many people, or whatever it is. It's in a cold atmosphere type energy, and I feel like you just had enough, right? You've seen it. This is like you really seeing something for truth. So, damn those towers, right? But we can overcome them. The Chariot moving right into the Lovers. I just feel like for some of you, your real love, like, not that anybody wasn't in love, but maybe it's a different type of love, a different type of connection. You may be very like-minded. I feel like Scorpio, we use my daughter for example, sorry Jen, but she like almost every serious relationship has been in an Aquarius, and they don't work out. So, you know what I mean? Like, and I hate to bunch people together like just an Aquarius, because they're all very different. But, we jokingly saying the next one cannot be an Aquarius. So anyway, I feel like, listen, what I'm looking at is the Chariot and the Lovers, and I want to know what it means. This Ten of Swords right next to this King of Cups, it can even be forgiveness. But in a way, it's kind of how like that king is tucked under the tower. I feel like he's part of that tower. So I don't know if this is you coming back together with someone, but I kind of feel different than that. I feel like this is talking about love, a connection that comes in. I guess it doesn't even have to be love. It can be love, but it doesn't have to be romantic love, right? It can be a connection like a soulmate type energy. So, okay, let's look at this Lover right and the Chariot. Let's put them together there. We have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. We already have a Cancer card here, by the way. We have Cancer and Gemini. So we'll throw that out too. Cancer, Gemini, Pisces. Okay. So I feel like this is something you're unaware of. I feel like as you work in your unique craft, so I feel like you're either finding something that's unique to you, and I feel like kind of like someone admiring you, but almost like I kind of don't want you to even worry about it, because I feel like wherever you're guided here, this part just naturally will happen, like-minded attracting. So whatever that means to you. But the Three of Pentacles talks about your unique self, what you bring to the table, your craft, and others admiring it. Now, I feel like it's also talking about, like having a secret admirer that you may not know about. Maybe now's not the time, right? Maybe it's just not time yet. Do I want it to come in a 3? Next year is a 6 universal year, and that's a great time for relationships, new and old. So, I'm looking at that 3 and I'm thinking, don't want it to 3. I'd rather have it 6. It's funny. 6, Gemini. Or Lovers. So I'm going to leave it there because this is not supposed to be a long one. Your long one's already done. This is probably longer than your long one. But let's read Miracle. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. Listen, I feel like whatever you're praying about, it's being heard. Not just being heard, but being answered. Now, here comes your part, and your part is the movement towards what you feel is right? Taking a chance on yourself. It's the only way it can happen. I think that's why the Two of Wands is there, right? No, yes. Can I do it? No. Can I do it? Sure, yes. All right. Miracle. We have to make my daughter watch this video too. I don't think she watches them that much. She's busy. But anyway, you've asked for miracles and they are given, even if you can't imagine how your present situation could be resolved. God's infinite wisdom contains a solution. This card offers reassurance that a miracle is manifesting for you and your loved ones. It appears in a completely unexpected way. Wow. Mother Mary offers you strength and support during this time. She is a source of great emotional comfort and healing. Lean upon her, especially if your faith wavers. Remember that God works with divine timing and may give you guidance as to the necessary steps for you to take to bring the miracle about. Wow. I feel like, there you go. I feel like that's what our reading was about. Remember that God works with divine timing and may give you guidance as to necessary steps for you to take to bring the miracle about. Amen. So my wish for you is everyone receives the miracle that they're asking for. And maybe that it even comes better than you expected. Because I feel like that's, like you can't even expect how good it can get. Maybe you've just never had that yet, right? So you don't know it yet. But trust yourselves. Trust what you're receiving spiritually, intuitively. Don't second guess it. Some of you, move into something. I feel like for really everyone, it's about moving into something, allowing yourself to stop saying no and start saying yes. You know how, Sandy? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Because I feel like the knowledge is given to you if you pay attention to it. First thing that has to happen, I don't want to say first thing, but the Six of Swords has taken a look at what's toxic, what stops me, right? What takes that yes and turns into a no. And I look right at it, right? It's like looking the devil in the eye, and I leave it. I'm leaving it behind. And, I feel like a lot of you are learning how to do that more and more and more and more. So anyway, I don't know why I'm still talking, especially after Miracle, because I found that beautiful, but I wish it for each and every one of you. I love y'all. Check out your other video. I'm trying to think. Well, I'll connect it. Oh, I got to connect that saying too, but wow, I don't know. I kind of find this beautiful because, what's the one thing you can change? That's you, right? Like, I can choose not to take on someone else's belief system. I can choose that, right? If, I trust in prayer and God and someone around me doesn't, well, that's okay for them. But for me, this is my way, right? It's what I feel connected to. And I feel like learning about the towers in your life, that some of them are created through your own actions. And I'm only saying that because when you see it, you stop creating them. I'm telling you. And, if it's the universe, it can be because something needed to change. Your soul's intention may want to experience much more than I'm allowing it. So, anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to stop talking now, I promise. Thanks for everything. I'll see you in the readings. Bye-bye.